Hey everyone, we just got back to the shop, got done with the coin show today. It was okay, had a good time, hung out with a few friends, saw some people I don't see all that often, but did buy a little bit of stuff. I would have liked to have bought more, definitely more Eagles, more silver, 90%, stuff like that. But I did get a decent little selection, so let's go through it real quick. So this is for my personal collection. This is an ugly note, but it's from the Bank of Chester in South Carolina. I think that's 1853. So that's cool. I paid $60 for that. So that'll go in my personal collection, along with this Vietnamese 500 dong. But I like it's got a tiger on it. Let's see. Then there's this Japanese note from 1931. Is this Russian or Ukrainian?
Yeah, it's probably Russian since it's Russian Empire.
Yeah. 40, probably kopecks. We'll look it up later. And then these are old Russian. These are Patrick's. He still owes me money for them. But,
Wow, $3.
what's that? 1941. Okay.
Shouldn't be 41.
Well, that's also not Russian. That's Greek.
No, it looked Greek Russian. Okay.
Good job, Patrick. This one's Russian, though.
Oh well. I thought it was Sherlock.
So that's 1909. Pretty common pieces. Definitely now that once you look at that and realize that's Greek. Bought a bag of world coins. So, real quick, the where our table was at, there's this guy behind us. And the dealer at the table was talking to this younger guy, maybe in his 20s. And the guy just wanted to, like, trade out some world coins for world coins. And I get it. Like, you're there to make money, not just to trade and break even. But he could have traded them, like, 2 for 1 or something. But the guy was rude to the guy. And he at the end of it, he goes, oh, maybe you need to get, like, a business degree or something. And we heard that, but we didn't quite catch it. And the guy came over to our table. We're like, did he tell you to get a business degree? He goes, yeah. I go, what an asshole.
Well, he's also trying to sell a $300 pistol for $850.
Yeah, everything he had was overpriced. And he's the type that'll leave the show and be like, I didn't make any money.
Yeah.
Well, it's because your crap's overpriced. These are 1 ounce copper, just little in a Mexican flag design. So those are pretty cool. And then these, I bought, one of these will go in my personal collection. It's just, I guess, an alien hand and a UFOs abducting stuff. And then that's, I like that. So one will go in the shop, one will go in my personal collection. In 1828, half cent. And in 1828, half cent. In 1845, 20 cent or 25 cent piece, quarter. And then 1917 S Standing Liberty quarter, pretty rough. It's been cleaned and all that. But this one though, all right, sorry, had to check something. But just a nice AU 1917 Standing Liberty quarter. You don't normally see them that pretty. And then a really nice 1827 bust half dollar. Love those. But then I bought, let's just show you this. Handful of silver, couple bars, couple rounds. That one's a coin, but it'll be treated as an ounce of silver. Then bought an 1846 seated dollar. But look at the back on that. It's been dented twice. It's hard to see, or at least it looks twice. And it was repaired. Can't figure out what they repaired on it, but still ugly, but still a seated dollar.
They refilled the hole.
They might have. 1904 New Orleans MS-63 Morgan. That's an AU-55. Why you'd get that graded, I don't know. An MS-70 Eagle. One of my more favorite pieces today. So this is the old soapbox annex holder, but in 1861. But XF Net XF45, or back in the day they would call EF45. Has been cleaned, but it was cleaned a long time ago, and it still is a pretty coin. Then I bought just a bunch of more slabbed 21 MS63 PCGS. This one's nice, a 64 1880 San Francisco. And then a stack of NGC Morgans, 89.0 AU55, 89 MS60, 85.0 61. You got these two morons over here shooting each other with rubber bands in there. Well, one moron, I guess, right? Yeah. Oh, you're going to go home with a shiner on that one.
That's a good shot. I was aiming for your arm.
That is a bad shot then. 1871S. We can't ever do anything serious in my shop. That's a pretty one. MS62. Probably should have graded a little higher, I bet. But here's another 6287. And this one, an 1885 New Orleans MS63. I don't even know what you say for DPL. Deep proof like that makes, it's just weird. It's not deep mirror proof like, it's a deep proof like.
That means it's not mirrored.
It really isn't, but it's a beautiful coin either way. And then one of my favorites that I picked up today, an 1832 PCGS XF45 bust $half. And then the two bigger things I bought today. This is a 1/4 ounce of gold, 1988, 1987, Canadian. Was it the Calgary Games? But yeah, that's pretty cool. And then an American Eagle album, complete. So this I'm going to be trading to one of my regulars for cash and 90% silver. So that'll be cool. But yeah, for the most part, I'd say still a successful day at the show. And this was the first time the show was back in several years, so maybe next year it'll be better. Like I said, I would have liked to have bought more off the public. I looked at several different collections, and some people just, they want too much. They want retail for their stuff, and it's like, you'll never get retail. I looked at a 50-ounce, 1-ounce round collection where it was one of every state, and supposedly that guy goes to shows all the time asking about it, and it's like, how many times do you have to be told it's not worth what you think it's worth before you finally just sell it? Plus it was an inheritance, and silver's pretty high, but nobody's gonna buy, like, nobody would come into my shop to buy 50 1-ounce rounds from every single state. It's just, that's such a hard item to sell, so it just would most likely either get sent to the refinery or it'd be pieced out one by one. So other than that, I won't be in the shop tomorrow, but I will be here Tuesday. I'm not open, but I'll be doing cleaning and I'll be going to Coin Club. So I will probably see y'all Tuesday. Have a good one.